Hey fellas, look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons. See that? A fun coupon.
Come on the sloop, John B. Grandfather and me.
Hi everyone and welcome to Crypt Talk, that Irish guy that talks about Bitcoin. In the last episode on the 4th of October, Bitcoin was trading at $10,600, but today, 3 weeks later on the 25th of October, Bitcoin is trading just under $13,000. So we're going to have to take a look at what happened there. But before we do that, take a quick look at this. This is the Crypt Talk YouTube channel, so if you're watching this video and you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell notification, so every time I add a video, you'll get an update and you can stay up to date with the latest Bitcoin price action and news. This is episode number 17, and the title of this episode is Reasons Why Bitcoin is Going to $20,000. But before that, let's take a quick look at the charts. Okay, let's get the basics out of the way. So this is the Kraken chart. These are all daily candles and Bitcoin is trading at $13,012. Now in the last episode that I filmed, this was back on October 4th, so it would have been here on this daily candle. I was speaking about this descending broadening wedge, this pattern here represented by the two blue lines. So you have this blue descending resistance line, and then you have this blue descending support line. So Bitcoin was bouncing in between these two lines. So the pattern is descending because both lines are moving downwards, obviously, and it's broadening because it's not parallel. They're moving away from each other. So these two lines, the resistance and support lines, are diverging away from each other, and this pattern is typically a bullish continuation pattern which tend to break out to the upside 80% of the time, and I did outline this as one of the potential price targets in my last video. So if you look at this green line, I haven't moved this line, so this is actually the target that I set if this descending broadening wedge was to break to the upside, and it did.
I knew it!
So I haven't moved this line at all. So if you look at the top of this line, so that would put the Bitcoin price at $13,303. And if you look at today's daily candle, so it's a bearish candle because it has dropped, but it got up. The top of this wick was $13,337. That's as accurate a call as you're going to get. Now, I'm definitely not always right, but you know, this is one situation where I am right, so that was a fairly good call.
I knew it!
Now, where does it go from here? Taking a look at the 4-hourly chart, where all these candles represent 4 hours of trading, we can see that Bitcoin is possibly developing an ascending triangle formation, which do tend to break to the upside. They are continuation patterns, and they do tend to break to the upside. Now, just a few things about this. So the Bollinger Bands are squeezing, which usually a sign of some sort of a breakout. The Bitcoin price is trading underneath the base of the Bollinger Band, this red line here, and then this EMA ribbon, this colorful ribbon here with the orange, yellow and red lines. Bitcoin is kind of delving down into. It hasn't broke down through it, but it's kind of probably a sign that a little correction is due to happen. Also, the RSI here, this number here, it's trading at just under 60, so that's not too bad, because the higher that number is towards 100 is a sign that Bitcoin is overbought and due for correction, but kind of 60 is healthy. But this is just the 4-hourly chart. Now, I've gone ahead and just removed all those indicators because I wanted to just do a quick price calculation. So it's going to take the height of the flagpole itself. Just going to quickly clone that, and then we're going to add it to the point of the breakout. Now this is due to, if it is an ascending triangle, it should break out before the 31st of October, for the end of the month, and that would be great, because if it does break out to the upside, it'll probably make a play for $14,000, which is this purple line here. So that's $14,000. Obviously that's very, very important, because it was the peak, the highest point reached by Bitcoin in July 2019, and it was the highest close that Bitcoin had ever, highest monthly close Bitcoin had ever made. So if this was to break that and break out to the upside above this 14 and hold, you're looking at a price target of $15,000. But of course, this could quickly be rejected by the $14,000 zone. But above $14,000, there's really no resistance because it's price discovery mode. So it could make a run for $20,000 before the end of the year or early 2021. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the charts for today. This is week number 6 of my dollar cost averaging experiment. So what I'm doing is every episode for 10 episodes, I'm buying €10 worth of Bitcoin. And at the end, I'm going to see if it's in profit or in loss. It's currently in profit as I've done this 5 times. So I invested €50 and Bitcoin is the total cost is about €52 now. So it's in profit by about 4%. At the end of this, if I can reach 200 subscribers by the end of this experiment, I'll give the equivalent, the euro equivalent of whatever the Bitcoin is worth of the dollar cost experiment to charity. So if you haven't subscribed already and you're interested to know more about Bitcoin and keep up to date with the latest Bitcoin price and news, go ahead and click the subscribe button now because it really helps out the channel. I'm going to go ahead now and buy another €10 worth of Bitcoin. Now I'm just going to run through some very bullish fundamentals and some bullish news that's suggesting that the price is going to continue to appreciate. So the first thing I'm going to look at is by Glassnode. They do on-chain technical analysis. So what you're looking at here is a thing called the hash rate. So as you know, miners will create Bitcoin. They'll verify transaction. They basically keep the Bitcoin network secure. It is the most secure network in the world. And what you'll see here is this yellow line here on this graph represents the hash rate, and it's at an all-time high. So it's continuing to push up. And I've talked about this a few times before on previous episode, because it's continuing to push higher and higher and higher, meaning that the Bitcoin network is continually getting more secure. The next article I'm going to have a look at is the PayPal news. So this news it was kind of rumored a few months ago, but it officially broke during the week that PayPal are said to be in talks to buy crypto firms, including BitGo, Bloomberg. So not only have they officially confirmed they are definitely going to be offering its customers the ability to buy, sell, and hold crypto, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies, kind of like the top 4. I think it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and I can't remember the other one. But the point is you'll be able to buy, sell, and hold. Now the disadvantage is, kind of like Revolut, you're not actually able to remove it. So if you are planning on using PayPal to buy cryptocurrency and then sending it to a ledger like one of these, it's a cold storage wallet. It's the safest way to buy your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. If you don't have one, get one. If you want to use my affiliate link in the description for this video, do. If you don't, that's fair enough, but I do suggest you do get it because it's the safest way of storing your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So it's definitely bullish news for Bitcoin. It's more institutional adoption. It means that one of the biggest online payment platforms in the world, PayPal, is now offering its customers the ability to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency. It's a possible gateway for people who don't know anything about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to get into it, but it's definitely bullish news. But unfortunately, disadvantage, you can't actually send your cryptocurrency to a cold storage wallet, which means essentially PayPal still own your cryptocurrency, and that defeats the purpose of, you're supposed to be your own bank and keep your private keys. The next article I want to take a quick look at is by CoinDesk. So the headline reads, Bitcoin price closes above 13K for the first time since January 2018, driven by a flurry of good news. So I'm just going to switch back to the Kraken chart here to show this. So this is today's candle for the 25th of October, and this is looking bearish. But then yesterday's candle, this bullish candle, it closed above $13,000. And that's really important. So it started the day down here about 12,934, and it closed clearly above $13,000, and that hasn't happened since January 2018. So that's very bullish news. And also it's sustainable growth, because if you go back to December 2017, just before Bitcoin hit its all-time high, the Bitcoin price was rallying by like hundreds and thousands every day. It was unsustainable growth. Where here, we still have crashes, but it seems like to slowly be creeping upwards. And even the crashes, it doesn't seem as severe anymore. If we zoom out to the monthly chart, if you see here, this is the candle, this is the bull candle for December 2017. So it started here, just over $10,000, and it closed the month at just under $14,000. Now it did go up high. This wick represents that during the month of December 2017 it did go up to $20,000, but then it crashed back down and closed the month at $14,000. But if you look at it here, like this month is probably going to close around $13,000, maybe $14,000, and it's sustainable growth. It hasn't been rallying thousands of dollars every month, so it's actually very, very bullish. It's a kind of more realistic scenario. And the final article we're going to take a quick look at is by Forbes. It says, buying Bitcoin is like investing in Google early or Steve Jobs and Apple, predicts Wall Street legend and billionaire billionaire Paul Tudor Jones. Now this guy, we spoke about him a few times in the channel as well. He's a billionaire, and he's invested at 2% of his entire wealth in Bitcoin. Like a lot of institutions are doing, we're seeing more and more institutions investing their part of their total portfolio or their total wealth in Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. We've seen MicroStrategy do it. We've seen Grayscale do it. We've seen Cash App do it. We've seen now we're seeing some actual private individuals do it. And the point in this here is they're trying to say that it's a lot of people say back when Apple was first being developed, maybe people would have laughed at people investing in Apple and Microsoft. But it's kind of like Bitcoin now. People are probably, laughing at saying, that's just a scam or everything, but it's gradually getting more adopted by the mainstream, and it looks like the price is going to continue to appreciate. That's the end of this episode. So if you've got any sort of value out of this episode, please go ahead and subscribe. And as usual, Shláinte. Bye.